Hello guys, karibuni tena hapa kwa Dickson Magove channel. Thank you so much for your amazing support, na wale wenye wana subscribe I can say thank you sana, kwa sababu your support inani enable to produce more content and to give me that motivation. So buildings are collapsing every day. That as days go by, we hear that buildings are collapsing, and it is a very saddening situation, and it is portraying a very negative picture about our construction industry in Kenya. So I like us to discuss, why do these buildings collapse, and what can you do to prevent or to avoid finding yourself in such a scenario. So first of all, in the Kenyan construction industry, it's an open market, whereby in terms of our regulation, they are not that much strict or that much compliance centered. So it's like once someone has gotten approvals and he has the drawings, he can proceed to do the construction. But in terms of the follow-up from the approval authorities to what is being done on the ground, it is very, very minimal, and I think this is where the problem is coming in. But what can you do? Let's say you want to develop your house or a project, but what can you do to prevent your house from collapsing or finding yourself in such a scenario? Anaanza kujenga nyumba yake, hakuna ile kufuatiliwa. So in terms of the regulation follow-ups, I think our authorities ziko very much relaxed. Yani mtu akishapata approval za drawing, tayari anaenda kwa field, anajenga na mafundi. So we are not like taking our time to look at our mafundi wenye wanatumia kujenga, are they competent, what is their level of experience, yeah, and if the materials which are being used are we doing this necessary test to ensure that they are up to standard, yeah. So the second thing that I can say is that most of our projects, or most people who are doing construction in Kenya, they want to use shortcuts. They don't want to face things as they are, do what is right, incur an extra cost, but at the end of the day have quality project. So they are like, they want to use the cheapest sand, the cheapest chumas, everything. Like in terms of the ratios, people don't want to stick to the standard ratios that are required or recommended. Like you find, if you're supposed to mix sand with cement, a ratio of 1:3, some people are doing up to 1:6. So this, what do you expect at the end of the day? In terms of the reinforcement, kufunga chuma, someone is supposed to do spacing here like 200 maximum. You find some people are doing up to 300, 400, and at the end of the day they are looking at to save cost ama kupunguza bei, which at the end of the day it's coming to cost you so much. The other thing that we are failing in terms of Kenyans in our construction landscape is that we don't want to involve professionals, and professionals in Kenya, their work ends at the design stage. And let me tell you, even if you have the right drawings, but they're not going to be implemented as per what is required, my friend, you are doing zero. It is just the same as someone mwenye ameamua tu kujenga bila drawings, because at this stage it means that these drawings ziko pale ama they are just there for formality. So ensure, if you have paid for drawings and umepatiwa drawings na architect, engineer ama whatever, ensure kwamba hizi drawings zinakuwa implemented kulingana na vile zimedesigniwa. Otherwise there will be no need ya wewe kwenda kulipia drawings uchoroe nyumba, and then when you reach the ground unabadilisha, you say that I don't want to use the drawings, ama unazitupilia mbali ama unaziweka kando. So this haitakusaidia. And even if you are trying to save, let's say you are doing an apartment, ya tuseme like yenye itakucost kama 50 million, and unataka usave, just to involve engineer for consultation anaweza kucharge kama 500,000 the whole project. So you want to save 500,000 but you end up losing 50 million. So what is the need? At the end of the day you start regretting, you have lost this money, you can't start, people lose lives. So sad, so sad. So what I can say is that let's do what is right. Even if you want to build, na maybe you want to do it to achieve your dream, take your time, even if it can take time, but make sure you are doing the right thing. So what I can say is that let's comply, let's ensure we comply to the standards, let's involve professionals in our industry. And then also one thing nimesahau kusema, there is this issue ya slab. Like ukijenga nyumba ya gorofa, when you're doing a story building, you have to ensure that there's that time required for like a slab kukauka. Minimum inakwanga 21 days, but if you have not removed the shutter, you can even do 14 days. But some people, they don't want to incur an extra cost of paying for the shutter. They do away the shutter after 7 days. They continue constructing. The house has not cured well. What do you expect? The house will collapse and itaanguka na itaanguka na watu hapo ndani, and it is very, very sad. The other thing that I can say is that let's make sure that we take insurance. Even if you are the client, if you are the contractor, make sure that your fundis have insurance. If you are a client, you are doing a project of a big magnitude, make sure that you take an insurance. If you have the capability, make sure that you take insurance, because if you have insurance for your construction project, in case of anything happen, then you are guaranteed that you are going to be compensated ama hautaenda hasara sana. So let's try, please, I'm begging, let's try. For me, I usually do design work, and nikikuja kwa ground nipate whatever nili design it's not as per what unafanya, then it's better I stop the work or I disengage myself from that project. So what I can say, let's make sure we do the right things, let's stick to the standards, let's avoid shortcuts. Cheap is always expensive, and don't take advice from each and every person wakati unajenga. Like mtu anakuja anakwambia, oh mimi nilifanya hivi. Projects hazifanani, conditions hazifanani, construction environments they are not the same. Mtu mwenye amejenga coast na mtu mwenye amejenga mahali kama Syokimau, mchanga ya Syokimau ni black cotton, mchanga ya coast mchanga ni sandy soil na mawe inapatikana juu. So don't say that mimi nilifanya hapa hivi so you pia wewe lazima ufanye hivyo. No, each construction project is unique in its own design, and it has to be addressed or to be given the special attention that it requires. Nyumba yako inaweza kuwa iko na span ndogo, ingine iko na span kubwa, so don't like unachukua advice kwa huyu, and then unasema ati huyu alifanya hivi. No, it's not going to help you. So let's make sure we do the right thing, we follow standards, and at the end of the day tutakuwa na projects nzuri, and we won't regret our investments zitakuwa self, and we'll have returns on investment. So thank you guys, muendelee kusubscribe, kunisupport, na washukuru kwa support yenu, na let's meet next time.